experience any paranormal activities or anything. Is that okay?
This time of year.
A bit limp.
It's not great to have that.
I'm not a great paranormal experiencer, so
Don't do exorcisms or anything?
oh yeah, I have done it. I've been called to do exorcism.
Have you?
Could ask
We
you
are
about
rolling.
that.
Right, and if you don't like anything, just...
Yeah.
Is that a focus on me?
It is.
Doesn't look it. Right. Hi, I'm Paul Salmon. I'm a spiritualist medium. My guest today, or once again, my guest is Reverend Philip Young. Hi, Philip.
Morning, Paul. Good to
Morning.
be here again.
Lovely to
The beach
have
hut.
you here again. Yes, in the
In the beach hut.
in the glorious weather we have here. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, actually. I'm just surrounded by love,
Oh, yeah.
as we all are. But I think we're put on this earth to learn how to love.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very, very simple, really, very simple message. But I think we're all loved deeply by the universe or by God. I'd call it God.
Yeah.
But if you're not happy with the word God, the universe is with you. The universe is friendly. And actually, it could take several lifetimes, maybe, if you believe in that, to learn that. But I feel very blessed because I feel like I'm learning that in my lifetime.
Are you still learning it, Philip? Or have you learned? Have you met God? Have you discovered God as such? Or what is God to you?
You never finish learning.
No.
But I'm feeling deeply loved more and more by God, by the universe, and more open to the fact that other people are in love,
Right.
even if they don't realise it.
The people who don't realise it, being a reverend, is it part of your job to help realise that love inside themselves?
I hope so. I don't think the church does a very good job because I think the church is too judgmental. It's hooked on to sin, original sin, and it goes on about sin and miserable sin and having to repent and all that sort of thing. And I'm not sure that that's the primary message that I would want to put across.
So do you think we're not born in sin?
No, I think we're born in blessedness. So original blessedness. You could argue that is in the Bible because God created the world and it's good. The world is good. And then came the fall. So the fall is secondary.
Right,
so
I
the
see.
blessedness, the original blessedness is original and sin comes after.
Right.
And then the whole Christian story is about how to get back to that original blessedness.
Yeah.
But the primary thing is that God blesses everybody. So the sun shines on the righteous and the unrighteous. I mean, the sun is not biased. The sun in the sky shines on everybody, and the rain falls on everybody. And the food that the world produces is for everybody. It's just that sometimes it goes a little bit wrong when it comes to sharing out everything.
As the Son of God, Jesus, what was his job here to do then?
I think it was to bring us alive, to invite us to partake of life in all its fullness. John the Baptist, it says, comes, being a bit miserable, and they criticise him. Jesus comes singing and dancing and, sort of having parties, turning water into wine, enjoying being with people, especially the not so
not so
people,
righteous or whatever.
not so righteous people. So I think he comes to bring us fully alive. In order to do that, sometimes bits of us have to die. So there's that death and resurrection in the Christian story, which I think is quite helpful.
Oh, you say resurrection, and just now, as we began our chat, you mentioned that we might have to come here a few times. So you believe in reincarnation?
Personally, I don't know, but I don't rule it out as a possibility. We come, when we're born, we don't come from nothing. We come from the infinite. And we're given an allotted space, time on earth to learn and to grow. It makes sense to me that probably you can't do that in one lifetime. You might need more than one lifetime to grow up, grow into love.
We came from somewhere, and after this life we go back there.
Yes, that's
So
what I believe.
do we call it heaven or?
Yes, and I believe everybody's going to heaven. I'm very liberal on that.
So is
because
heaven-
God is love, and He
Right.
creates us in love,
Yeah.
and He wants us to grow up into free will love. Choosing ourselves to love, choosing ourselves to do good things. And after He's got all of eternity to do that in, if He made time or whatever, or she made time. I don't like to talk of God exclusively as
Well,
He.
in the Bible it does say I'm not human, or God is not human, doesn't it?
Well, that's right, and it also talks of God being a mother hen. It has images of God as mother, and I think that whole sort of goddess tradition is a good one.
What's heaven like? Have you any idea?
Wow.
I can't be the first one to ask you that.
Well, I think it's going to be a place of immense joy and immense freedom, because what you get here is a taste, a little bit of a foretaste of what is really joyful and loving. And I like to think that expands. Everything's expanding, everything's evolving, and it's evolving into something which is beyond our imagination.
Right. So, which leads another question. Those who don't do good things on earth, then now would they go to the same place in heaven where you may go later on, where good people go? Or
I don't know the process, but I believe that there must be a process where they come face to face with the bad things that they've done, and they see them for what they are. But still, I believe within every person there is love. God is in every person. That's a Quaker thing as well. I'm a Quaker as well as an Anglican. And George Fox has said there is that which is of God in every person. And I believe that. So that if people are doing really bad things, you have to step back and ask, well, why? Maybe they've been, had a terrible life. They've not been loved by their parents. They may be, even worse, they maybe have been abused by parents or family. And so, they haven't known love. In order to know love, you've got to be shown love by other people. So that's one of the most important things that we can do as human beings, is to show people that we care and that we love.
It just seems unfair that victims of their behaviour, it's okay to say that in a way, but then what about the people they hurt?
Well, there will be some sort of reckoning, I suppose, judgment, if you like.
Yeah.
But I don't think the judgment is the sort of judgment that the church preaches, in that you're going to be judged and thrown into hell and burned forever. And that, to me, doesn't speak of a God of love.
A loving God, no.
It just doesn't. It's not consistent.
Have you had an encounter with Jesus at all? Have you had a vision, or have you heard
I haven't
him
had
speak
an amazing vision with a transfigured Jesus shining bright. It's more a transformation, an inward transformation of the heart, and a feeling of great. I think we ignore the heart in the West, but there's a real way that the heart is warmed and becomes alive, and you feel the Spirit within your heart, and that's the way that I encounter Jesus. I think through the heart, through.
We're going to have to stop. I was going to go check what we're doing.
Oh no, it's going so well. I didn't know we were going to be going down this road.
Yeah.
I was enjoying that.
It was really good. I really enjoyed it.
If she could have said stop just when you finished that sentence.
Yeah, no, I can hear it. It's okay, you've got another 7 minutes.
Yeah,
They weren't noisy, weren't they?
Just
let me go from that. Have you had an encounter with Jesus himself?
lift your voices up a bit and we should be okay.
Right.
The room's more soundproof now. It's just like,
Right.
No. Have you had an encounter with Jesus himself?
Not as such, not in a sort of a transfiguration, lots of light and Jesus standing there and feeling sort of presence in that way, but a more transformation of the heart and a feeling that love is in the heart. I think we ignore the heart in Western spirituality, but the heart is the place where love resides, I believe. And
Some would say that's the second coming, wouldn't they, maybe? Do you think that could be what Jesus meant? Or what people say when they mention
I don't know. I'm not sure the mechanics of the second coming, but I do know that Jesus has come first time around, incarnated and lived an amazing sort of earthly life to show us the way and to teach us to be the most amazing teacher, really. And that in some way that coming of his love and his kingdom is going to spread so that it encompasses all. I mean, I think it does already. I think part of my love is of nature and being out in the environment is that you feel connected with that love. But I think that connection is something which will grow and expand, and that's what heaven is about, where all is light, all is love. They say you don't need a sun and a moon in heaven because God is light.
Yeah, exactly. And on the earth we only got half the light.
Well,
because we have night time and
we see things very, very dimly. Like St. Paul said, we only see things in a glass, sort of dimly here. But we do get flashes of light and flashes of inspiration. Everybody, I think, has those moments where they think, "Wow, isn't nature incredible?" Or, "Wow, wasn't that a lovely, loving act that person did? Wasn't that kind?" I think kindness is terribly underrated. I think kindness is at the centre of it all.
What's it mean to you to be in your position as a reverend?
Well, I'm a retired reverend. There's a reason for that in a way, because I sort of rest a little bit uneasily with the institution, the church. So I prefer to step back and to delve deeply into these things, to do a bit of praying. I love sitting on the seashore in my chair and just praying and meditating, taking time out, because when you're a reverend in the institution, it's incredibly busy. I mean, the local vicar here where I help out, he's so busy, he's rushing about all the time. He does take time out, he goes away to Lindisfarne, Holy Island for a week and that sort of thing. Yeah. But I'm very blessed in that I can just step back and spend time just mulling all this over. After being a very busy vicar in Norwich for 5.5 years. It's one of my jobs. And that really is busy.
I know people say, I'm going to find God, and they go off to different countries and different, like Spain, on this pilgrimage to find God. Yeah. But you can find it straight away here, can't you?
When I was at Durham University, I used to go out to a mining village, to a Pentecostal church, and the pastor there said, "God is at your elbow. God is at your elbow." In other words, God is very close to you. Yeah. And I love that. Well, talk about the heart again. God is in your heart. You don't really have to go to India or to wherever up
nice
the mountain.
If you can, but
well, it's lovely if you can. but God is everywhere, and Absolutely. God is in everything. Yeah. And so it's a matter really of quietening down, because we lead such busy lives. But if you just can quieten down and step back and open up to the universe, to God, to love, then I think that really is what it's all about. And then if we can connect with other people, Quakers again have a lovely saying, seek to know one another in the things that are eternal. And I think that's a lovely thing. I mean, it's almost what you're doing on this bench is the eternal spirit. You're seeking out, you're connecting with people who we're all sort of on the same journey in a way, trying to discover what's important, and what's important is love and friendship and other people and care and kindness and looking after the planet and not building walls but building bridges. That's what we should be at, and so I despair a little bit about the politics.
Do you think, changing the subject a bit, do you think people are drawn to each other? Because we met at this, going back again, we met at this party.
Well, we met at the party, very good friends,
We sat there and had to chat more a bit like this now. But
well, of course we are, because we're kindred spirits, and the spirit in you reached out to the spirit in me, and we were off.
Absolutely,
we just clicked.
Absolutely.
But I think you can do that with lots of people, and I think the more you open yourself up, the more you allow yourself that, the more miracles happen every day. You know, miracles are everyday things.
Yeah.
They happen in everyday encounters. And if you're looking, every encounter, every person you meet, if that's a meeting with a son or daughter of God, then you're expecting great things.
Absolutely.
You're expecting that rapport.
Philip, let's wind up. Let's have one of your poems.
Okay.
And we'll...
Well, this is really what I've been speaking about, I suppose. Everything is love. This is cool. I am love. I created the world with love. Everything and every creature is made in my image, which means that everything to you is a brother or sister, from the smallest particles to the largest galaxies. It is you who make divisions and build walls. I am one, and you are also of the one. Knowledge requires you to sort and to name, but deeper knowledge never separates or divides. Love holds everything together. Every particle vibrates with the energy of love. I am that love.
It's beautiful. Thank you. And that's written by yourself. And
yeah, that's one of 16, and
we've got a few more to go yet. Then
just enjoyed writing them.
Then you must come back and read another one of your poems.
Thanks
a lot, Philip.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me.
It's always a joy to come here and talk to you.
Lovely.
Well, only the second time.
See you again.
First 2 times have been a joy. Thank you. Thanks, Paul.